Hello my loves, welcome to my channel Sun Love Stars. Welcome to today's pick a card reading. As you can tell by the title, today's pick a card reading is going to be super duper fun because we're going to look at what do men or women find sexy about you. When you are into men, this is going to apply to the men that you talk to the men that have a crush on you, to ex-lovers, future partners, whatever. You can also think of somebody in particular when you watch this reading, but this could also be about like ex-lovers, your current partner in case you already are in a relationship. And again, the title is just about like if you are into women, it applies to you, and if you are into men, it applies to you. So even if you are a woman, you are into women. Okay, we're gonna look at what women find sexy about you. If you are a man and you are into men, what do men find sexy about you? Or if you're heterosexual, it does not freaking matter. Okay, so this is what we're going to look at. We're going to look at what they find so freaking sexy about you, or what really turns them on, what makes them want to like drop their panties, okay, and you know what I mean, okay? So this is what we're going to look at today. In the next clip, you can choose between 3 images. I'm actually getting hot. It's getting hot in here. Okay, so in the next clip, as usual, you can choose between 3 images, and I also have little pouches or little sachets in different colors. So if you feel like you cannot decide between an image or you want to switch things up, you can choose between little sachets or little pouches. There are 3 of them and they're all in a different color. If you feel absolutely confused, you can also go on Google, find a number generator, ask your spirit guides to come through and spit out the pile or the number that you're supposed to watch, okay? Without further ado, in the next clip, you can choose between 3 images or 3 objects, and I'm gonna see in your reading, guys, and we're going to look at what do they find so freaking sexy about you that they want to drop their pants, that they just want, like they want to surrender to you, that they fantasize about kissing you and being with you, okay? I'm gonna see in your reading, guys. Hello, my beautiful pile number 1. So you chose this beautiful image here. Let's find out, what do people find so freaking sexy about you that they want to take their clothes off? Okay, excuse me, I'm going to channel the energy first, and then we're going to look at the cards together. Give me a moment here. Pile number 1. Pile number 1, pile number 1. You might be connected to pile number 2. In case you want to check it out, I would go and do it. Okay. Pile number 1, I'm picking up an energy here that people, what they find so sexy about you is, first of all, your smile. You have such a beautiful, beautiful smile, sometimes even cheeky. I feel like you sometimes have like a very cheeky smile, okay? But overall, I'm hearing your teeth, your lips, your smile is so incredibly sexy to people. I'm hearing that you are a person who is very, very positive. You have like a very positive aura where people usually see you smiling. I'm also being brought to dimples. I'm being brought to eyes that are glowing. I'm being brought to eyes that look fulfilled. I'm being brought to like somebody who just looks like a good time. Like I'm hearing your eyes are glowing. I'm hearing, do you know what I'm being brought to? Do you know in cartoons where they show somebody smiling, and as this person is smiling, there's like a spark next to their teeth? That's what I'm being brought to. Or like somebody, like I'm also being brought to like in comics where somebody's smiling but they have like a glow in their eyes, or they have like, I'm also hearing heart-shaped eyes. Oh, that's interesting. So some people feel like you wear rose-colored glasses where life is beautiful and the world is beautiful and the universe is beautiful and there's so much to explore, so much to do, and life is just freaking wonderful. Okay, and people love that. Some people get triggered by it. Some people are like, wake the fuck up, the world is shitty and stuff like that. And you're like, no, you're just looking in the wrong places, the world is beautiful. Okay, so people feel very sexually drawn to you because you wear rose-colored glasses, okay? But it's not to say that people don't feel like you are naive. People just feel like you have like a really beautiful energy, or you always, I'm also hearing that you always, interesting. People feel like what they find so sexy about you is that you always win, or that you always smile, or that you're always positive. I'm also being brought to like making lemonade out of lemons. So Spirit is showing me, again, I'm being brought to comics, so I don't know, maybe some of you guys are very artistic, which people find interesting or are very drawn to. But I'm also hearing the silver lining. Now Spirit is showing me like in movies where there's like a opponent or like the bad guy, and the bad guy is trying to put traps in the life of the good guy, and the good guy is so positive and so in la la land and so like happy, you know, that they don't even notice the traps. So you're just avoiding those traps that the bad guy put in your way. Yeah, wow, people also feel like you're very, very lucky. It could be an energy where people feel like you're just a very lucky, jolly, fun person who's always smiley. You have like a cheeky smile, or you have like a very beautiful smile or something like that. Okay, and what people are so sexually drawn to is that you outshine competition, or that you are really good at winning. You're really good at creating your own happiness, or like, I don't know, if I look at this card, we have the Five of Swords here. So again, people do get triggered, and it's so funny because the Five of Swords usually talks about conflict. That's what it is. I feel like you're either really, really good at working with difficult situations, or wow, I'm also hearing like you make a person who's very cold, you make this person melt. Okay, so pile number one, you would be the type of person that you would make a person that is very cold and very serious, you would make this person smile, or you would bring a lot of like you bring a lot of like warmth and love and sunshine into people's life when they feel it's cold and dark and gray. Okay, so people get easily like attached to you because they feel like, when I am with pile number one, I feel warm, I feel good energy, I feel positivity. There's something about what people find so sexy about you is your positivity, that you walk around with rose-colored glasses, that you're always having fun. I'm seeing you here going out and dancing, or I'm seeing you here like that you always come up with like cool ideas to make people, wow, okay, that's interesting. There's something weird going on here. Okay, people feel like every time they are with you, they have like a good time, or it's always fun, or you always bring them to fun places. You always make them smile. You always make them. I'm also hearing that you have really funny jokes, or when you say something, it's usually freaking funny. Even if you don't try to be funny, it's still funny. Okay. Or you also make people smile. I don't know who you're talking about, but I feel like it's somebody, like you attract people that feel very, very sad, or like I'm hearing sad boy, sad girl, but you would be like happy boy, happy girl. Okay, like your title would be happy boy, happy girl, happy woman, happy man. It doesn't matter what life throws at you. Okay, picking up the energy here that people feel like you are winning in life, or maybe you won a competition, or maybe you are nominated for something, or maybe there's something about like people feel like you win at life. What they find so sexy about you is that you are a winner. I talked about that in the future spouse reading, where I said I'm full of I got the energy to win. I'm full of adrenaline. This is definitely what is coming through or peeking through here, where people feel like you just outshine competition, or there's also this energy of like you don't see difficulties. Now this sounds very weird. For me, it feels like somebody who doesn't make excuses. Like you don't throw a pity party. You're the opposite. You make lemonade out of lemons. You are in a difficult situation and you're still winning. You are in a difficult situation and you're still making something work for you. You are in a difficult situation and you still achieve something. Okay, something about like you cannot be stopped. I'm hearing you are like an unstoppable force, or I'm hearing your smile is contagious, your positive energy is contagious. Your positive energy is like so strong that you just, I'm hearing that you just, that negativity it just like brushes off of you. Okay. What am I doing here? Okay, people also are very, very drawn and feel sexually drawn to your Zen energy, that you are always calm, always cool, always collected, always in Zen vibes. Okay, something about I'm hearing you always see an opportunity to win, to have fun, to do something cool, to explore and experience life, even if it's a shitty situation. So there's something going on with like you turn lemons into lemonade, or you turn like a situation that is a little difficult, like you're really good at handling difficult situations. I don't know what this is about. Okay, or it's easy for you to handle difficult situations or handle difficult tasks, or what is very hard for other people is very easy for you, like difficult tasks, or some things that people are like really. I'm also hearing that you are really good at a lot of things that people suck at. So there's like 90% of the population really sucks at something, but these are exactly the things that you are really, really good at. So when people come to you, they feel like you have what I lack. Does that make sense? Because I'm not good at it, but you are. Something along those lines. For others of you, I'm also picking up the energy pile number 1, that people see you as kind of like, I'm hearing like a sexy teacher, a sexy doctor, a sexy manager, or something like that. So some of you guys, I don't know if you are in a position of power, but not necessarily a position of power. I would rather say in a position of like authority or something like that, where you teach people. So people feel like you're really good at teaching, or they see you as like a sexy teacher, or they want to be like your student. Okay, or like a sexy doctor. I'm being brought to a sexy teacher, a sexy doctor, or something like that, because it almost looks like there's people coming to you and they're asking you to help them. What people find sexy about you is that you have, I don't know what this means, but you have people under you. So I don't know if that is connected to your work situation. This might be a person who is very, very drawn to winners, very, very drawn to managers, people in power, people in a position or something like that, people in authority. So whoever you're thinking about, this might be somebody who's like very drawn to like people in authority, people who are like people who are doing a little more than the average person. May that be in a company, may that be in all kinds of areas in life. Okay, there's something going on. Wow, I'm also hearing a lot of people, what they find sexy about you is the way that you dress, or something like that. There's also something about your haircut. I'm being brought to very long curly hair, or I'm being brought to very dark hair, dark long hair. Well, I'm also being brought to like a very light complexion and a very dark complexion. Okay, so I'm being brought to like extremes, which was also what we talked about in pie number 2. So I'm being brought to like blonde hair, almost white, like platinum blonde. I'm being brought to like a short bob or really long. Okay, so for some of you guys, if you have like really short hair, they find that somebody here like finds it very, very sexy that you have like this short bob or platinum blonde hair. And for others of you, it's like very dark, long hair. Or something about like curly or wavy hair or something along those lines. This doesn't have to apply for everybody here, okay? But I'm being brought to this energy of like a lot of people, what they find so sexy about you is again that you have like a very bright personality, a bright smile, bright ideas. I'm also hearing you're having a bright future, or people can see that you are going to have a bright future. I'm also being brought to Miss Universe, so I don't know, like I'm when I say that, because if I look at this card, to me this feels like Miss Universe. But what I'm picking up here is more so, wow, some people really feel like you are like a freaking beauty, okay? But for others of you, there's this energy of like, I keep feeling like being able to solve difficult situations, or being able to help people, or to advise people, or to lead people, to guide people, okay? So there's something going on where you guide people, you lead people, you have really good advice or something like that. Or something, I'm also hearing you have a lot of discipline, like you have a lot of self-control, a lot of discipline or something like that, which is the reason why you achieve certain things. So you would have like a very strict diet, a very strict routine, a very strict schedule. And then because you stick to that, because wow, what people find so sexy about you is that you're the opposite of lazy. You are an achiever. You are somebody who does a lot. You have a lot on your plate. You're working on multiple things and stuff like that. So people find so sexy about you. What people find so sexy about you is that you're not lazy. You're the opposite. You work a lot, you do a lot, you're always doing something, you're always working on something, okay? So they're really drawn to like for some of you guys, you might even have workaholic tendencies for some of you guys, and people are like, or somebody is very freaking drawn to that, okay? Because the person that you're thinking about doesn't like lazy people. And again, they feel like you have like a lot of energy. They love that you are bubbly and goofy, and that you're sometimes overflow with like energy, okay? You're sometimes overflowing with energy. You might also sometimes be hyperactive. The person that you're thinking about actually likes it when you're hyperactive. They find that very, very endearing. They're very, very drawn to that because they don't like lazy people. Now, the interesting thing is you are hyperactive, but that doesn't mean that you are reckless. It's interesting. I talked about that in pie number 2 too, but you have like a very hyperactive energy to you, and at the same time you're sometimes very grounded, very calm in the present moment, and you are very, very focused, okay? You have like a laser focus, okay? When you have to get something done, you're laser focused. But then when you're not doing that, you're hyperactive and you're like playing around like a child and doing things that you find fun, and then you go back to being laser focused and very like, okay, I need to get this done, or like not stopping until you solve the riddle, not stopping until you get this difficult thing done, okay? Something along those lines where it's like you're laser focused. I'm being brought to the song Tunnel Vision by Justin Timberlake. I'm hearing, I'm feeling close to you, maybe it's this ocean view, I'm so emotional. Oh my god, you make people emotional. I don't know why though. I feel like you might be asking about an ex-lover, or you might be asking about somebody who fucked up with you, or you might be asking about somebody who's like, somebody here is sad. I don't know who you're thinking about right now. If you think about a particular person, okay, actually it doesn't matter if you think about a particular person. People just feel like you are Little Miss Sunshine, you are Mr. Sunshine, and every time they are with you, they just feel good. They just feel like very joyous. They feel like there's so much to be happy about. Keep feeling this energy of like somebody who's very, very serious in one moment, and And there's also this energy of like you're very serious with achieving or doing something, or something about like I'm seeing somebody who's sitting on a desk for a long time and they're learning something or something. Like for example, you would be my type of person who sits on a desk for a long time to learn for your exams. Okay, so you're very freaking focused. And then the next moment you're just dancing around and being goofy and being hyperactive. So you have two energies to you. One is very calm, very focused. You get your shit done. You're very productive and I'm also hearing solution oriented. And then the other part of you is like goofy, jolly. You make naughty jokes. You make goofy jokes and stuff like that. You're you know, like dancing, very funny, and I don't know. I'm also being brought to the class clown or something along those lines. Okay, let's see what else is coming through here. What is so sexy about pile number 1? What do people find sexy about pile number 1? There's also something about people feel like you achieve a lot or something along those lines. I don't know what this is about. Do you know what I'm being brought to? I'm hearing somebody's coming to you and they have a problem, or they're contemplating about something, and they have been contemplating about that for 3 weeks, and you're like, and they ask you for advice and you're like, oh, that's very easy, you just have to do it like that. And they're like, oh my freaking god, the answer was so simple. You see? So what people find so sexy about you is that you're so simple. You maybe you live very simply, or the way that you think is very simple, but it's genius at the same time. You don't complicate things, or you are able to handle complicated situations in a very simple manner, or you are good at simplifying things. I don't know what this is about, but for me this feels like I'm being brought to Hermione. Okay, I'm being brought to Ron and Hermione, where Hermione is like, wow, yeah, this brings me to like the three Deathly Hollows or whatever you want to call it. And they were thinking about where are we going to find, you know, these Horcrux, and where are we going to get them. And Hermione is always like the mega brain who always comes up with solutions. So I feel like you're my Hermione. What people find so sexy about you is that you're kind of like Hermione, that you have a lot of knowledge, but more so in the sense of like in very difficult situations, it's easy for you to handle difficult situations, or again, you have like genius ideas. It's kind of like, oh, why didn't I get that idea? Okay, I'm being brought to people who rap, and when like punchlines, I'm being brought to punchlines when people do a song or they rap or something along those lines, and like those punchlines are very catchy or something like that, where you catch an audience, or where your ideas are freaking genius. But again, it's specifically connected to difficult tasks, or that you do something difficult. Maybe your profession is very difficult or very demanding. Something about what people find so sexy about you is your intelligence, and how fast your brain is, how fast you come up with ideas, how fast you come up with solutions, how fast your brain works. So people feel like your brain works very, very fast, or you achieve a lot very fast, or you grow very fast. Something about like you're doing something very fast, but it's not your intention to be fast. It's your nature. You could be a fast learner. You could be, again, somebody who's good at solving difficult situations or handling even difficult people. You might even be the type of person that you sometimes attract very difficult people, but like other people would not be able to handle them, but you handle them. So you might be asking about somebody who's very difficult, like their personality is very difficult, and this person feels like you're the only one who understands them, or you're the only one who can cope with them, or you're the only one who can handle them, if that makes sense. Okay. We also have the sex card here, so a lot of people also feel very, very drawn to, like, for some of you guys, I feel like you wear a lot of skirts, just for somebody in particular. Maybe for some of you guys, you wear a lot of dresses, a lot of skirts, or you like to wear dresses and skirts. It's something that I'm picking up here. Somebody in particular, people find that very sexy. Now with this card right here, people could also find very sexy, like your butt very sexy, or your butt shape. People could be very drawn to your tattoos, your underwear. You might wear some like underwear that is very very special, something along those lines. Get a few more cards here. What people find sexy about you. What do people find sexy about pile number one, what's going on here? Guys, we have the King and the Queen of Pentacles here. Okay, so I'm hearing the same thing as in pile number 2. I'm hearing you met your match. So where a man here feels like they met their match, because you could also be somebody who gets misunderstood a lot because you do things differently. So there's two misfits that finally come together. They feel like people don't understand you, but I understand you. And people don't understand me, but you understand me. Does that make sense? There is something about how negative energy doesn't affect you, doesn't faze you. You're like the most positive, brightest person in a room. Now I'm also being brought to Son Goku, where he is flared up like in a light, where your positivity is your superpower. Your positivity is literally your superpower. That's why people find so sexy about you. That your positivity gives you some type of superpower that makes you achieve things, or that brings luck to you. Okay? Or that there's not a single thing that could take your smile away. Or that you make people smile a lot, that you are so goofy that you make people laugh, that their tummy or their stomach is hurting. Okay, let's see. What do people find so sexy about pile number? I want to change the deck. Let's get a few more here. What's going on? What do people find sexy about pile number 1? What's going on? Yeah, it's like people feel like you're going through life like very light-hearted, very fluffy. I'm hearing you're like a very colorful, bright person. May that be the way that you dress, or may that be just your mind. You know, like a lot of people, and I'm not saying anything against it, and we all have our days, but I'm being brought to people who only complain, who only talk about the bad stuff, who have a very negative outlook on life, who are very lazy, who are very complacent, and you're the complete opposite. You're colorful and bright, and there's always something new that you find beautiful, and always something new that catches your attention, and always something new that you want to do and create and be and express. And it's like you're youth. What people find so sexy about you is that you are a fountain of youth. You are a fountain of youth. You would be like a fountain in a desert, okay? You are not jaded, you're the opposite. You're light-hearted, and you have a very lively nature to you, and people love that. People find that extremely sexy, because there's a lot of lifeless people, or like a lot of people walking around with not enough like life force and life energy, and you have a lot of it, almost like Son Goku with like a lot of energy around you, you know, like that bright yellow energy around you, something that I'm picking up. And look at that, I didn't know this was inside of me. So people really feel like what they find so sexy about you is that you help them to explore, or like you bring people to adventures and places, and you show them things that they didn't know about, okay? And again, what people also find extremely sexy about you is how romantic you are. Like that you have like a very romantic energy to you, where you talk about love. But again, it's not like you're not a hopeless romantic. That's the funny part. Like people cannot call you a hopeless romantic, okay? People would say you maybe are like an intelligent romantic, or like a sexy romantic, okay? It's not like a hopeless romantic where you completely give yourself up for love, but you never stop believing in love, even if you go through bullshit. There's something about like you would be my pile that says, look at the stars, look at the clouds, look at the bird, or like where a mistletoe is, you know, like we have to kiss now, there's a mistletoe, or like there was a shooting star, let's kiss now, or make a wish, or let's go to that well, or you know what I mean? It's kind of like you have such a lively energy where you make people, number 1, I'm hearing you make people like laugh, you make them look at the stars, you make people dance, you make people start a business, you make people, I don't know, you take people out of their comfort zone, but more so in a way where because of you they had the best night in their life, okay? Because of you they were dancing all night, because of you they wished upon a star, because of you they threw a coin into a well, because of you they prayed for the first time, because of you they meditated for the first time. You make people do a lot of things for the first time that make them feel alive. You make people feel alive. Okay, you're such a bubbly, brought to like a jumping bunny. Like you keep people on their toes. Like, okay, let's do this, let's do that, let's go here, let's go there. Okay, and again, you have like this bright smile that brights up. I'm hearing you are people's sunshine when the sky is gray. Okay. I'm just gonna say it. Okay, you have this flowy energy, this like, okay, let's go with the flow, let's do this, let's do that. Okay, let's get one more card here. People feel like you love life and they can tell, and it's freaking sexy to them. Okay, let's get one more. What do people find sexy about pile number 1? We have your future spouse is near you. Are you ready? This might be a side note for somebody out here. If you felt like your spouse is around you, or you feel this person's energy, they are around you. I'm just saying, okay? Just for those who already felt like, in my gut feeling, I feel like somebody's around me, or I feel like I'm gonna meet my future spouse soon, or I'm gonna meet the love of my life soon, they are around you. But do you see that? It's like, pile number 1, you're like, this cheeky person who takes pictures and who dances and who jumps and who, you know, tries out, like, I'm also being brought to like parties with costumes, or parties where you dress badly on purpose, like a dress in a pajama for the party, or like bad karaoke, or dancing very goofy, or something along those lines. You keep people, like, people feel like you are a fountain of youth. You keep them alive, you keep them on their toes. Okay, and there's definitely something about your butt, something about your ass. Somebody here is very freaking drawn to your ass, or very drawn to your butt. Or if you like butt, you know what, sex. Somebody enjoys that. Okay, let's get one last card here. What do people find sexy about pile number 1? Eye contact, you see, I told you. There's something about your eyes are freaking, being brought to like cheeky and flirty eyes. And it says, eye contact and a lip bite, it's how she lets you know. Butterfly rising, I cannot hide my lust. Okay, so you could also be somebody who's very open with their sexuality. You're very open. Oh, you're definitely open with your sexuality. I don't know what you're doing, but somebody here is very open with their sexuality. Somebody here likes to show a little bit here, a little bit there. You like to shake your butt a little bit sometimes, or you like to twerk a little bit here and there, or you like to show off your naked body. You like to send nudes. You're like, I'm hearing you have like a very playful, fun energy where you express your nudity and where you express your sexuality, and you like to talk about sex and stuff like that. But again, it's like in a funny, goofy way where people are like, man, this is so fucking sexy. Okay, people find sexy that you're not shy with your body, or that you're what people find so sexy about you is that you express your sexuality somehow. May that be with the way that you talk, with what you read, with what you write, with the way that you dress, with your pictures. You somehow express your sexuality in a beautiful, like, in a very, like, it's glowing. It's like when you're so happy about your bra, like, oh, I bought this new bra, and then you're like smiling, and like you look like a little child that just, you know, like won a cookie. And you're just showing off like your new bra and stuff like that, and then this person feels like, let me take off your clothes. Okay, like they just want to devour you in that moment. It says your sexual energy is attracting your future spouse. You might also be somebody who, like, you sometimes do stuff that is very like sexual, but you don't realize it, like eating a banana, licking a lollipop, or something like that. Or you could be really good at kissing, or really good with your tongue, or really good with kissing. But overall, people just feel like, I'm also hearing that you are naturally very sexy. Like there's something about even the way that you walk is like a very sexy energy. Or I'm also being brought to somebody like, you know how to move, or you know how to, like, you're really good in bed, or something that I'm picking up here. Or you know how to make your body look good, meaning that you know exactly what you do when you turn around. It's kind of like you are aware of like your butt jiggling, if that makes sense. And it's like the way that you walk I don't know how to explain, but it's kind of like, you know what you do, like you know how to seduce people. That's why they find you so sexy. You know how to seduce people, and you do it with fun. Like you have fun seducing people. And they feel like, oh my God, I don't want to give in, but look at her, look at him. This is what it is. Look at that. When I saw you, I fell in love, and you smiled because you knew that you know that you seduce people. You know that you make people fall in love, and they're like, damn it, I don't want to give in. Like I'm hearing you can collect my heart. I don't want her to win, or I don't want pie number 1 to collect my heart. Okay, for some of you guys, somebody here could also think that you are a player, but they cannot handle it, but they want to, like, they cannot handle but to surrender, or they cannot help but feel seduced by you. But it's kind of like, it's like a game to you. You like to seduce people. You cheeky, you. Pie number 1, you're cheeky as heck. Okay. But you see, you know what's funny? Because me realizing that you are a seductress came out in the last part of your reading, meaning that in the beginning, you look innocent. In the beginning, you look like you're just a positive, bubbly person, but from one second to another, you wrap this person around your fingers. You see, it's kind of like your seduction it creeps in very slowly. Like people notice it, like very subtle. Like you could also be somebody who gives mixed signals, or you send mixed signals to people, but they actually freaking like it. Like they feel so drawn by the way that you play with them, okay, or the way that you play with like signals, and the way that you use body language to say something, or that you use eye contact to say something rather than words, or that you send pictures to say something. It's like you're a little bit ambiguous with when you seduce, or you like to play, okay, or you like to, make it fun, or make the, make this whole flirtatious energy like fun, or something along those lines. Or you like to maybe even surprise your lover with something, and then, like the next day you're silent, but on that day you're surprising them with something. It's like, I don't know, there's something going on with like people could even think that you're manipulative, but it's like you have fun seducing, or you really like to work your body and use your body, and then use your voice and your eyes, and like blinking, and your hair, and like playing with your hair, and like you might even do that subconsciously. You don't realize, because if you are in your sexual energy, you just do it naturally. And for others of you, it's strategic that you do it because you have fun doing it, if that makes sense. Like opening up a button, okay, showing a little bit here, showing a little bit there, and they're like, oh man, I know exactly what she's doing, but I'm not gonna give in. Okay, my beautiful pie number 1. My voice went up really high, like high pitched, like okay. But you see, I'm a little bit like hype in your reading, which is what people really freaking love. But again, you seduce people, and you know it. You know exactly what you're doing. Okay, my beautiful pile number 1. That's all I have for you guys. I'm gonna see you in my next one, and I wish you a lovely, lovely day. Bye. Hello, my lovely pile number 2. So you chose this beautiful image here, and we're gonna look at, what do men or women find so sexy about you? You could also be thinking about somebody in particular. Could be an ex-lover, a current partner, a future partner. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay, I'm gonna now display all the cards here, and then we're gonna talk about it. What is so freaking sexy about you that people want to drop their pants? Okay, and people want to, come a little closer to you. Give me a moment here, guys. Pie number 2. So what I'm picking up here is that what people find so freaking sexy about you has something to do with like a cold shoulder. I'm being brought to somebody who has who gives somebody a cold shoulder, but you're very warm inside. There's something about heat. Something about a heat in a desert, and it's freaking dry, and then on the contrary, a waterfall, and everything is wet, and everything is like there's a lot of water going on. So there's something about you have 2 extremes. I'm being brought to 2 extremes, that you can be like somebody who loves a person from head to toe, and you kiss them, and you're so like loving with them, and you tell them 30 minutes how beautiful they are and how much you love them and stuff like that, and then boom, you go to a different mode, okay? Because I'm being brought to the song New Mode by 𝘞𝘠𝑗𝐶. Then you go to a different mode where you're like all about business and you're very cold and you don't have time for love and you don't have time for kissing, and you want to read your book in the corner and you just want to do your thing, like you have stuff to do. Does that make sense? Or there's something about like, I need to get my shit done, I have stuff to do, I need to do this, I need to do that, so I don't have time for you, or I don't have time for this right now. And then boom, you go to the other side again. Then you kiss this person, you stroke this person's hair, you hold this person's hands, you look at them all lovey-dovey, you show them how much you love them, how sexy you find them, you spend so much time kissing them and, you know, like going down on them, and then boom, you put your clothes on and then you go elsewhere, and then no, I need to get this done, I need to go to work, I need to do this, I need to do that, and then you're gone. So there's something about a hot and cold energy here where you have like, I said that in another reading too, but if you chose the other reading as well, I feel like you have two sides to you that are very, very contradicting, but it more so feels like an energy where, and both is fucking sexy. That's the fact that's the funny part. It's like when you are like, because I'm being brought to, you know what it feels like? Okay, I'm gonna gather my words and gather my thoughts. So I'm seeing a lady in a coffee shop, okay? She has a turtleneck on. Let's say it's winter season and you live in a cold climate. Just come with me with this imagination or this picture. So she's sitting, or you are a guy, you could be a guy, you could be a woman, a man, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So you're sitting in the coffee shop and you have your book with you, you have your journal with you, you wear a turtleneck, and you have your glasses to read, right? And you look closed off. You look like, I'm gonna read my book now, so don't disturb me. I'm gonna look at my analytics right now, so don't disturb me. I'm gonna journal right now, so don't disturb me. I have stuff to do. I have things to do, okay? Or this could even be an energy where you're just sitting there. Maybe you don't even have anything at all with you. You're just sitting there with your coffee, but you look like, don't disturb me. I'm enjoying my time for myself right now. I just want to sit here with myself and do my own thing. And I'm seeing somebody looking at you, and then they think to themselves, I wonder what she wears underneath, you know? I wonder if pile number 2 is like a freak. It's kind of like, I wouldn't say that you look innocent, but I would say you look like, you could have a very cold energy to you. Sometimes you're like very distant, very cold. Sometimes you only care about yourself. You only care about your own well-being. You don't give a fuck about other people's opinion. You don't give a fuck. I'm also picking up an energy, like you have an energy to you where you don't give a fuck, okay? Not even, it's not even about like looking sideways at other people. You really don't give a fuck. What is so freaking sexy about you is that you sometimes really don't give a shit about other people's opinion. You don't give a shit about other people's input. You don't really care. You have an energy of like, I do not give a fuck. I take care of myself. I'm gonna do what I feel like is right, okay? So you have this energy to you where you do not care. You just do what you think is right. I'm also hearing what is really sexy about you is, again, like that you really, hearing what they find sexy about you is that you have like a very serious energy to you. But again, it goes from like being very serious and distant, and I'm also hearing it's not about, what is that one sentence by Drake, strictly financial. It's not like, what does it say? Like, no feelings, it's strictly financial, okay? And then you have this other side to you where you're like a lovebird, like you love love, and you love to talk about romance, and you love to kiss people, and you love to give people a kiss on the forehead, and you love to hold people's hands, and you love to do all these beautiful things. You love to surprise them. But again, it's like you have these two extremes to you. Sometimes you overwhelm people or you love bomb people, and then other times you're completely doing your own thing and you do not give a fuck about what anybody wants from you because it's me time. I'm being brought to this energy of like, it's me time. Now it's time for me. Now it's time for me to get my things done. Okay, and I'm gonna be available another time. This is freaking interesting. So you have these two energies to you. I'm also being brought to like somebody who is happy by themselves. Like I'm seeing like a woman or a man again sitting in a coffee shop, and you're reading a book and you're like giggling and you're happy with your little book, right? You are just happy by yourself, or that you're just content with yourself and stuff like that, and that you give off this energy as if I don't need nobody, but my heart is open for love. So it's like it's a beautiful mixture of like, wow, what people find so sexy about you is that you're not clingy. They actually find it very sexy that you are detached, but you're also not detached on purpose. You're detached because you really take care of yourself. It's really me time. Okay, don't bother me. I just want to be with myself. Okay. Again, there's something about you have something that is very, very serious to you. You have like a very serious, stubborn energy to you where people cannot tell you what to do. They cannot tell you that you should change. They cannot tell you, oh, I don't like this haircut. You're still gonna rock that haircut. I'm being brought to like, again, it says, I'm stubborn, but I'm willing to change. So people feel like you are stubborn again, but you have two extremes again. On one hand, you're freaking stubborn, like you're gonna do what you want to do. If people tell you it's a bad idea, you're still gonna do it, okay? If people tell you this is not gonna work, you're still gonna do it, okay? If people tell you it's gonna take a long time, you're still gonna do it. And then on the other hand, the other extreme is like you're very, very open to criticism, very, very open to people giving you advice, very, very open to admit a mistake. You see, it's like two extremes. You are like, I feel like you have like a very extreme personality, or you have like two sides to you, two personalities to you that are both very extreme, but they're both freaking sexy. So yeah, I'm also hearing you're not a one-dimensional, you're like two-dimensional, or you're like, there's more than just one side to you. So you're not only getting this lovey-dovey energy where you would give your last shirt for that person and you would kiss them from head to toe, but you also have an energy of like, okay, I'm not available for a few hours. I mean business. I need to achieve something. I need to do something. I need to be by myself, so don't call me. And it's kind of like, wait, 1 minute you were kissing me and you were telling me that you love me, now you don't. Like, but you know, like, I feel like it takes a strong person to deal with you, because if people don't understand how you work, they would think that you don't love them anymore because you don't care in that moment to compromise. Like you have an energy to you that where you are very compromising, and you also have an energy to you where you're not compromising at all. So there's this energy of like, I feel like the person, or I don't know who you're thinking about, has to be like a very strong person, or who this also has to be somebody who sometimes is a little bit detached, because if you would be with somebody who is clingy, it's gonna be a problem. Does that make sense? Because you have a detached energy to you, not because you don't love this person, but you also love yourself. You also love yourself where you're like, oh, I want to just spend time with myself. I just want to spend time doing my own thing. I just want to spend time doing me, okay? I'm also picking up this energy here. We have the card, the changes you're going through right now bring you to your future spouse. If you're thinking about an ex-lover, this ex-lover feels so fucking drawn to you because you changed from day to night. Like, wait, you changed overnight, where they maybe saw you as somebody who's like, love bombing them, and then now instead of loving them and giving your all to them, you're really just excelling, and like I'm hearing you are a different person now. You are leveling up. There's also an energy where people find it so sexy about you that you're always leveling up. It doesn't matter in which area, like you're always reading a new book, you're always doing something new, you're always trying something new. There's something about you're always leveling up. You always strive to like make more money, grow your hair longer, have a better body, do this and do that and do this, do that. I'm hearing you're never stopping. You're always becoming better. You're always leveling up. You never settle. I'm hearing you never settle for what you have. You always strive for more and more and more and more, but it's kind of like an energy where you elevate, or where you go to the next level. For example, let's say you're really good at making money. It's just an example, okay? But you're not good at speaking. you would be the type of person, okay, I'm already good at making money. Let me find the next thing that I become good at. Now you're learning to become good at public speaking. And from one day to another, they see you in a talk show, or from one day to another, they see you holding a speech or speaking very eloquently, or you already know how to speak French and now you learn how to speak Spanish. You already know how to program a computer. Now you want to learn how to, I don't know, like build a house or something like that. There's something about you're always leveling up, always elevating. Every time they see you, there could be an energy where you're also always changing your hair color. You are like a person, you're forever changing. I'm also being brought to a chameleon where you're always changing, and I'm hearing you are elevating, or you're going to the next level. Every time this person sees you, or every time a man or a woman see you, they're seeing that you're on to the next one, on to the next one. You're growing and growing and growing and growing. You're growing here, you're growing there. You're doing this, you're doing that. You're changing here, you're changing here. It's like you're forever changing, but I'm hearing you're only becoming better. You're only becoming more successful. You're only becoming healthier. You're only becoming more confident. You're only becoming smarter. Okay, there's something about you never stop, you never settle. You're always focused on becoming better at something. Okay, yeah, I'm also hearing this energy of like a lot of people, what they find so sexy about you is that you strive to be the best. That you're not striving to be the best amongst competition, but you strive to be the best you can be. Like, I want to become freaking good at rapping, so I'm going to focus on it. And then if I accomplished it, I want to become really good at writing books, so I'm going to focus on writing books. And if I want to become really good at manifesting, and once I've achieved that, now I want to become really good at, I don't know, like putting my outfits together. Like, I want to have a really good wardrobe. And then if you overcame that and you're like, okay, now I want to overcome smoking and drinking and stuff like that, because I want to become better. It's kind of like that you don't shy away from challenges, you actually welcome challenges. Or like there's this energy of like you don't settle for less. Okay, they feel like you are forever changing. You're not even looking the same. You might be changing your wardrobe a lot, you might be changing your hair a lot, you might be changing your talent, your skill, or something that you're interested in, or your hobbies and stuff like that. So it never gets boring. You are like a very interesting person. And I'm also hearing what people find so extremely sexy about you is, again, that you are like, you're always becoming better. I'm hearing you always look better, but it's not that you look better, it's because all of a sudden you speak better, or all of a sudden you walk better, or all of a sudden you talk about different topics, or all of a sudden what is so sexy about you is your adventurous, fearless nature, or your forever changing nature. You are forever changing, forever leveling up. I'm also hearing what people find extremely sexy about you is that you are, in the beginning, you're quite closed off, because the card here says sacred beetle armor. You have a mighty shield. So some people find it very sexy about you that you are, I'm hearing untouchable, or that you have strong boundaries, or that it takes a long time for you to take your clothes off. It takes a long time for you to give somebody the permission to kiss you. It takes a long time for a person to get your number. It takes a long time for another person to just gain your trust. Like, I'm hearing you have like an energy to you where your legs are crossed and you wear a turtleneck. It's just metaphorically speaking. I'm not saying that you really wear a turtleneck, but I'm being brought to somebody energetically. You wear a turtleneck, your legs are crossed, your arms are like this. Okay, I'm hearing you look like you have like a shield to you. You look like it's hard to crack you. I'm hearing it's hard to crack this nut. Okay, but it's interesting because it almost feels like you are the type of person you welcome challenges, because in order to get to where I want to be, I gotta be open to challenges, or else I'm gonna stay where the fuck I'm at, and I don't want that. I love challenges. I love to ride the waves. Okay, I love to ride the waves. I'm not scared to go on a surfboard and ride the waves, even though I don't even know how to surf, but I'm gonna do it until I'm good at it. Okay, there's this energy of like this ambition, this drive that you have is freaking sexy to other people. Now, coming back to that energy, it takes a long time for people to get to know you, or you are like people also find so sexy that you are very closed off. You might also be somebody who's very private, very closed off. Everything that your profile is on private, or you are very private with like, that you're just a very private person, that you sometimes don't answer things straightforward. Like when people ask you something, you beat around the bush and you're not giving a straight answer, which makes people think even more about you or even fantasize more about you. But they also find it very, very sexy because they think about what is behind, like you're hiding something, or you're closed off, but what is behind that? Okay, something about, like, for some of you guys, if this person that you're thinking about already knows you or will know you in the future, what they will find so sexy about you is that you look like very closed off, legs are crossed, arms are crossed. You might have like a resting bitch face, like do not disturb. I'm being brought to the sign, do not disturb. But when this lover really knows you, you are like a freak in the sheets. You love to do all kinds of things in the bedroom. But again, you look like very closed off, or you look very serious, but you are very nasty or very funny or very naughty in the bedroom, which turns them on, that you look like a conservative, good guy, good girl. You look like a good guy or a good girl who's very simple, but you are like a freak in the sheets, or you do some freaky stuff in the bedroom, or I'm being brought to, like, again, it's like a door that is closed, but once the door is open, it's a fucking waterfall. It's kind of like this energy of somebody where you don't get nothing and then you get everything. So you would be my type of person. What people find so sexy about you is that it takes so long to crack you, or that it takes so long for you to open up. It takes so long for you to trust. It takes so long for you to open your legs. Okay, but when you do, oh my God, you give them everything that they've ever fantasized about. You give them everything they ever fantasized about. You fulfill every fantasy that they have. But in the beginning, you look like you're not into anything. You look like you're into flower sex, but you are into some really naughty, ooh, okay. I'm hearing it's, you make dreams come true in the bedroom. But again, you look like, nah, I'm not the type of girl, I'm not the type of guy to do that. Oh, really? Okay, let me see what else is coming through here. Okay, there's also this energy here with the Empress. I'm picking up this energy here that you sometimes hurt people with your words. However, listen to me. I'm picking up what people sometimes find sexy about you is your tough love. That you sometimes say stuff that is very, very tough, but this person needed to hear that. And they actually, I don't know who you're thinking about, but I'm picking up that somebody is like into pain. I don't know who you're inquiring about, but I'm hearing this person. Sorry guys, I was just watching the time. I'm hearing somebody here likes the pain, or somebody likes that you hurt. What the fuck is going on? This is for somebody in particular. I don't know who this is for, but somebody here, ooh, this could even be like pain in the bedroom or something like that. But I'm picking up here somebody likes how cutthroat you are, or how blunt you are, or how you sometimes hurt them with the truth, but they actually like it. I don't know who this is for. Or this person, oh, this might even be a person who likes to be, how can I even say that? Give me a moment here. I feel like somebody here is into pain. It's like, you know how some people say, like, when they get a tattoo, that they like the pain of getting a tattoo, or like somebody like, oh, I like to get waxed because I like the pain, or somebody here is into pain. So they like that you are sometimes, I'm hearing you're sometimes a pain in the ass. I don't know why. Oh, you're difficult. That's what it is. What people find so sexy about you is that you're difficult. You're difficult to understand. You're difficult to crack, or you're difficult to, like, it's difficult for people to make them trust, to make you trust them. It's like something about you're difficult, you're stubborn, you don't listen. I don't know who you're talking about or who you're thinking about, but it's like you don't listen, you're stubborn, you're difficult to talk to sometimes because you don't want to listen. Or there's also something about, like, you challenge people in a discussion, in a debate, in an argument. Like, it's like something about you're difficult. I don't know what this is about, okay? Or to understand you is difficult, which they freaking like. okay, where they have to think all the time what you meant and what did you mean when you said that and what did you mean when you said this, okay? Something about they like how extreme you are. They like, there's something very extreme about you. You are extremely cold and you're extremely warm. You're like a lava, heat, and then you are like North Pole, ice. Okay, another thing that they also find freaking sexy about you is that you do not give up. I'm hearing Try Again by Aaliyah. There's something about that wow, you're very stubborn, like you don't give up until you win, or you don't give up until you succeed at something, or you don't give up until you get what you want. That's what they find so fucking sexy about you. Because with this card here, it looks like he is climbing up a mountain. And this image brings me to somebody who's climbing up a mountain, but I'm seeing this person not succeeding the first time and the second time, but succeeding the third time. So what people find so sexy about you is that you don't stop until you succeed, or you don't stop until you get something done, or there's something about you don't stop. You don't stop, you're very, very stubborn. Nobody can tell you nothing. I don't know what this is about. Okay. There's something going on with the Six of Wands. You could also be in the public eye. You could also be somebody who gets a lot of attention from other people, which makes them even more thirsty for you. Okay, but for others of you, there's something about, again, like you don't give up just because something didn't go your way. In fact, it makes you even more like eager to get it right the next time, get it right the next time. Okay, you're definitely my pile that you don't settle for less. You're always doing something that is like, you're not sitting at home being content and resting. Do you say resting on your laurels? You're never doing that. You're always challenging yourself in a different way. Okay, and I'm hearing it's hard to catch you, it's hard to understand you, it's hard to convince you, and they freaking love that. Because this person that you're thinking about here, they actually in fact do love challenges, because somebody who doesn't like challenges, they're not gonna be compatible with your energy here. So I feel like whoever you're thinking about, they do like challenges, or they like trouble. They like somebody who like, this is a person, I feel like who you're thinking about, this person likes it when they like to have a really nice debate. They like to have a really nice game. They like to, this person, they want like a worthy opponent. Does that make sense? They want like somebody where, how can I explain that energy? It's kind of like somebody who is like boxing, and you don't just want like an opponent that is easy to conquer, okay? So you want somebody who's like a challenge, so that when you win, you know that, wow, I was really like, that the winning means more. I don't know what this is about, okay? Something going on here. I'm hearing somebody likes that you're freaking stubborn. Okay, they are into that. But you're not always like that. You have your days when you're stubborn, and then other days you're very compromising, very sweet, very kind. Okay, you're very understanding, and other days you're like, I don't understand what you mean. I'm over here and I stay with my opinion and you cannot convince me. And then the other day you're like, yeah, maybe you were right. Maybe you were right that I did something wrong. And then the next day it's like, nope, I'm gonna do it the way I want to. Okay, again, I'm hearing you're a pain in the butt, but they love it. I don't know what it means. This could also be a little bit ambiguous. I'm not gonna lie. Pain in the butt, you know what I mean. Let's see. What does pile number 2... What do people find so sexy about pile number 2? What's going on here? What do people find so sexy about? I'm also hearing they really like you. I don't think you always feel that way, but sometimes you have days where you feel really, really sure of yourself, and it shows the way that you walk, the way that you talk. You're very sure of yourself and what you do. Okay, and they freaking love that. When you walk into a room like you know what you do. Okay, what do people or men or women find sexy about pile number 2? Is if you are like I'm also hearing what they find very, very sexy about you is that you're like very calm. You have like a very calm energy to you. You can be very, very calm. You can be so calm, like a guru, like a monk, like Buddha. you're just here peaceful, sitting here, drinking your coffee, okay? You're not saying a single word, silence. You're just giving a little smile, but you're not saying anything. And then they're like, what does she mean? She didn't say anything. Like, what is she thinking? You know, like sometimes you're like not saying anything at all. And people are very drawn to your silence, that you keep your cool, you keep your calm, even in the face of adversity. And then other times you are freaking unstoppable. Other times you're not chilling, you are achieving, you're a go-getter, you cannot be stopped, nobody can stop you, nobody can tell you nothing. Does that make sense? So you have these two energies to you that somehow play with each other. This calm energy, and then this calm energy plays with like this adventurous energy and this like go-getter, and then you go back to this calm energy. It's like they just freaking love it, okay? They feel like they have the time of their life because it's just very interesting with you. They never know, do I get the cold side? Do I get the warm side today? Okay, they just really like that about you. And they like both energies, and they also like how these energies exchange and merge together, and sometimes you're both at the same time. I feel like this person who you're talking or thinking about, they're very analytical, or they like to scan and observe you because they feel like you are a very interesting personality. You're like the most interesting person they've ever met, or one of the most interesting people that they've ever met, and they really like to analyze you and analyze your every move, your every step, what you say, when you say nothing, when you say something. There's something going on here, okay? You could also be somebody who likes to play with words, that you sometimes say things that are ambiguous and people have to think 3 times to understand, did you mean this or did you mean that? Because we have the card here, L as in let me lick you. So you might be somebody who likes to do word play, or maybe some of you guys, you might even like to do like, how do you say that? You like to, when you speak in a sexual manner, you still do it ambiguous, or it's still wrapped, or it's still like not fully clear what you meant, okay? When I said pain in the butt, you know what I mean. Okay, let me get one more. What do we want? Let me get one more here. What do people find sexy about pile number 2? What's going on? 5 of Pentacles. Yeah. Cold. You don't look at them, you don't talk to them, you don't call them, you don't do nothing. It doesn't mean that you don't love them, it just means that you are just in beast mode, achieving something, or you're laser focused on something else. Okay, but they freaking love it. They love it because I feel like the person that you're thinking about, they don't like clingy people, or they are detached themselves. I'm also hearing you met your match. So whoever you're thinking about, they're just like you, and that's why they find it so funny. Okay, so odd. I feel like this person is weird that you're thinking about right now. Or there's like a play between the two of you. What does pile number, what do people find so sexy about pile number 2? 10 of Swords. Another thing that I'm seeing here before I leave you guys, I'm also picking up an energy here. You could be connected to pile number 1. If you want to go to pile number 1, check out pile number 1. Pile number 2, another thing that I'm picking up here, what people find so sexy about you is, for some of you guys, they find sexy that, again, that you are very private, that you don't do anything on social media. It's like a present who's wrapped, like, because it's like, it's even more interesting to get to know you and to know your business because you don't put your business out there. So a lot of people feel like you're so private that they want to know everything about you. It's like, why are you so freaking private? I want to know everything. I want to know what you're doing. I want to know where you are at. I want to know what you were underneath. I want to know, like, these people are like, they get a little bit obsessed because you are so private and secretive. Like, you being secretive drives people crazy. Okay, because it makes them want to know what it is about. It's kind of like when you tell somebody, I'm going to tell you something later. It's like, tell me now. I don't want to hear it later. Or something, you could also be a tease. You're probably a freaking tease when you say, I'm going to tell you later, and we're going to see each other later, or something. Or like you tease people. There's something very teasing about you. Now, another thing that I'm picking up here is something about I also feel like you are the type of person that is not afraid to end something or to start a new life, or something about that you are not afraid. What people find so sexy about you is that you are not afraid to end something, or that you're not afraid to say something that, like, you're not afraid to have difficult conversations, or you're not afraid to do something difficult, to do something challenging, okay? You have like a fearless energy to you, which I picked up in pile number 3 too, but with you it's a little bit different. Another thing that people find very sexy about you is they feel like you are very pure, or for some of you guys, you could be a virgin, or you could be somebody who doesn't have many sex partners, or you don't date a lot, like your body count is not that high. Just for somebody out here, if your body count is not that high, people are very like, they find it freaking sexy because they feel like, oh, you know, I'm the one that, you know, makes it on the list, on the Hall of Fame. Because pile number 2 is very like closed off and stuff like that, okay? And there could also be something that is like very, very pure about you. They could be also very, very drawn to like, I feel like this person or people are very drawn to your calm nature, like when you're like your peaceful, harmonious energy that you exude, even in the midst of like chaos. Or you would be my type of person that you do something that is like very challenging, but you do it with like you're very calm, cool, and graceful doing it. Like where other people start to panic, or where other people start to like be hysterical, you are cool, calm, collected. I'm hearing keep it cool, keep it calm, keep it collected. Like you keep your composure. Like you're always like, your energy is always put together, and you always keep your composure, even in the midst of like, I'm also hearing somebody here, you're thinking about somebody who likes to trigger you, and it never works. Like you're always cool, calm, and collected. Like you keep your composure. Nothing can disturb your peace. Even when they try to trigger you, or even when they try to like poke you, it doesn't work. And then it drives them crazy, and then they can't stop thinking about you, and then they want to take your clothes off because you're stubborn and they cannot like get to you. Okay, my beautiful pile number 2, that's all I have for you guys. I'm going to see my next one, and I wish you a lovely day. Bye. Hello, my beautiful pile number 3. So you chose this beautiful image here. We are going to look at what do they, or what do men or women find so sexy about you. You can also think of a particular person. This could be an ex-lover, could be your current partner in case you are in a relationship or in a marriage, or the future partner, or somebody that you know has a crush on you, or already told you that they have a crush on you. Like, why do they feel so drawn to you? What is so incredibly sexy about you? Or you can just think about like in general, what men or women, depending on what you like, or it doesn't even matter, what they find so sexy about you, that they approach you, or that they want to have a chance with you, or something like that. Okay, very spicy. I'm gonna channel the energy first, and then we're gonna look at the cards together. Okay, pile number 3, let's begin. So the first thing that I'm hearing here with you guys is I told you so. Okay, so what men or women, or the person that you're thinking about, what they find so sexy about you is that you're usually right with what you say, even if it takes a little bit longer for people to see that you've been right. Okay, there's this energy of like, I told you so, with like a smirk or like a cheeky grin or something like that. Okay, Spirit is bringing me to Luna in Harry Potter. Okay, and the funny thing about Luna and Harry Potter is that people think she's delusional, or people think she lives in her own little bubble, or people think that she's, you know, far from reality. Or do you know what I mean? It's kind of like, in case you do know Luna from Harry Potter, she's usually depicted as somebody who is like delusional, or who lives in a different world, or I'm also hearing who speaks gibberish. Like the funny thing is, I'm being brought to like people who think you speak gibberish, but then, you know, like a few days later, or like a few years later, it turns out that what you said was genius, or what you said was right, or that you were right all along, but in the beginning it sounded like gibberish. Okay, because if you think about Luna and Harry Potter, I feel like this energy of like, some people might be thinking that you are in La La Land, or that you're, I don't know, that you are interpreting too much into something. Okay, or that you're thinking too much, like, oh, you are like over, like you are exaggerating. Or if you say, you know, like if you say something about like, I predict that this is going to go well, this is not going to go well, or something like that, or my gut feeling tells me, or I saw in a dream. It's this energy of like, when you, if I could describe the energy, for me this feels like somebody who says, hey, I saw in a dream that this and this happened, so be careful. And then this person's like, oh, you're just talking gibberish, dreams don't mean anything. Or like, even if you tell this person, I saw a particular number that was somehow connected to you, or I saw you going somewhere, I saw you driving somewhere, and I saw this number, and this person is like, oh, it's just a dream, like don't think too much about it, or don't interpret it too deeply, like it's just a dream, it doesn't really mean anything. So if you tell this person like, I saw this and I saw that, it sounds like gibberish to them until what you said that you saw in a dream happening actually happens to them, and they're completely shocked, they're completely stunned, they're completely like, they cannot believe that you were right. And then they think, oh, you know, like pie number 3 was right once, you know, like it was just, I'm hearing it was just beginner's luck. But come to find out, the more this person spends time with you, the more that they are with you, the more often you open up about like, I don't know, I'm being brought to like dream meanings, I'm being brought to predictions, I'm being brought to somebody who has like a very strong gut feeling, to the point where it's almost this energy of like, you know things before they happen, or you have a really good gut feeling. Even if like, I'm also being brought to somebody who in a business, okay, in a business setting, where somebody's like, okay, I think this product is going to go really, really well, or I think this product is going to go viral, or I think this product is going to bring a lot of, it's going to be very lucrative compared to the other one. And then other people would bet, like, it's this energy of like, other people would bet on the lipstick, okay, but you bet on the setting powder. And then come to find out, as the campaign is, you know, like launched and stuff like that, you were correct that the setting powder is doing way better or gets more customers, more clients than the lipstick. It's kind of this energy that if you bet on a horse, or if you bet on something, you are right, okay? This could be in an energy, it could be in a spiritual setting, meaning that you usually like get signs, symbols, and synchronicities that tell you things about the future, or you are very much connected with like dream meanings, and you are very like, I'm hearing you take the signs of the universe seriously. And again, other people would think you are delusional, it's just a sign, it's just a coincidence, you know, you're just betting, or you don't know what you're doing, but you know exactly what you're doing. So to other people, it looks like you don't know what the fuck you're doing, and you don't know what the fuck you're saying, and it sounds like gibberish, but then come to find out that you were right all along. And then again, then people would think it's beginner's luck, or, you know, it's just a coincidence that you were right, but it starts to become like a golden thread that every time you say something, it happens. Every time you bet on something, that's something that you bet on like wins, or, you know, like I don't know how it fits into your life, but it's this energy of like betting on a horse, and the horse that you bet on, nobody bets on that horse, but it wins. Or for example, you would also be my type of person that if you go, like, other people would side eye a psychic, right? Like, I don't know, like, you know, you go to a psychic, you believe in psychic stuff, you know, like side eyeing this person. But the reason, like, you going to a psychic and being open to that is also the reason why you find success in something. It's almost this energy of like, you go to a psychic, everybody else is like betting on logic, everybody else is betting on strategy and analysis, but you bet on a psychic, like you bet on a psychic, or you bet on signs and synchronicities, and then come to find out that you talking to that psychic, that brings you kind of like hidden information that other people don't have, that you can use to your advantage. Does that make sense? Or for example, you would also be my type of person to like pray, and, you know, like you would bet on praying and waiting for your departed loved one to somehow send you a sign or something along those lines, instead of like logic and analysis. I mean, you do, it's like you have a different strategy is what I'm picking up here, okay? I'm going to be very honest with you guys. I'm picking up this energy here. Give me a moment. I want to drink something. Okay. Yeah, it's almost this energy of like, spirit is bringing me to like, people don't even want to listen to you because they underestimate you, because my throat chakra feels a little bit blocked. So it's almost this energy of like, you know, people would listen to other people and not listen to you because the other person for some reason is more like, I don't know what's going on here, but it almost feels like people regret later on that they didn't listen to you because you were right. So they were listening to somebody else instead of you because what you said sounded gibberish, but it sounded gibberish because it was futuristic, or it sounded gibberish because your strategy is different, because you function a little bit differently, okay? I'm being brought to like people like Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, who probably sounded like crazy people when they said, oh, you know, like I'm gonna, you know, like create the next big thing, or I'm gonna create like a community, in like, you know, those people that are so futuristic that they sound like crazy people, or they sound like they just speak gibberish and they don't know, like they're just, they exaggerate something, or they're just so delusional to even believe that something like that works, you know. That's what I'm picking up. It's kind of like believing in the stars, but then believing in the stars turns out to be the best strategy rather than analysis, or rather than, I'm also hearing analysis paralysis. So a lot of people, what they find so sexy about you is that you are overwhelmingly underestimated. Okay, that's a funny thing. It's kind of like this energy of like that people find so sexy about you is that you are always right, or that you are very like that what you say turns out to be true, that your words somehow manifest in front of them. Like you say, you're gonna see a red car, like I saw you seeing a red car, or I saw you driving in a red car, and then this person's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I don't have a red car, I don't know anybody with a red car. And then come to find out 2 weeks later, it's exactly what is happening. So it sounds like, what the fuck are you talking about? It sounds like almost as if you sound like you're talking bullshit, but then it turns out to be like just a prediction, or just too futuristic for other people to comprehend, okay? There's an energy of like, if you think about Luna and Harry Potter again, like she's being like, people side eye her, but how many times did she save Harry Potter? So there's this energy of like, what people find so extremely sexy about you, or the person on your mind, what they find so sexy about you is that you're usually always right, even if it sounds like backwards. Like what you say might even sound backwards, or what you say might even sound like it's not going to work, but it works perfectly. Or if they would have listened to you, I'm being brought to somebody who's like, I'm also being brought to cryptocurrency. I don't know why, maybe somebody is into cryptocurrency, but I'm being brought to somebody who tells one person, hey, invest your cryptocurrency, in this, I don't know, or invest into that. And this person's like, what the fuck are you talking about? This is not, like, if you look at the analytics, it doesn't look good. And then this person's like, it's going to be good in 2 months. It's going to be good in 3 months. Trust me. And this person doesn't trust you. And then 3 months from now, you know, the analytics for this cryptocurrency or for this company looks freaking amazing. Does that make sense? That you bet on like, buy this house is going to be worth a lot in the next 3 years, and the person doesn't listen to you, and then 3 years from now the house, the real estate is worth double or even triple the amount it was in the first place. Okay, so there's something about you being futuristic, or that you are so spiritual, or that you are so spiritually connected that it's easy for you to see things before they happen. There's something about like, you don't live in the present moment like you do, but your mind works on a futuristic wavelength. Okay, there's something about and the funny part is, why it is so freaking sexy about you is that people would never think that. Okay, you would be my kind of like, you would be the nerd with glasses, you know, like when you push your glasses up, and like, you know, when they depict nerds in a movie where the nerd is just putting up his glasses, and it looks like this nerd, it doesn't live in the real world. They just live in their own little bubble with mathematical studies and stuff like that. And people might even laugh at this like outcast, or at this nerd, or you know what I mean? Like, you look like a little worm, or you look like, there's something about being underestimated. Let's say, for example, you're very skinny, but you can lift a lot, or you are like a beautiful woman, but you have like a very business mind, or like a very like, or you look like a I don't know, you look like a basic woman, or like a, you know, like just a woman or a man, you know, like from the neighborhood, you know. You don't look, I'm also hearing you don't look dangerous, but you are, which is funny. It's kind of like those animals in the animal world that look like cute, you know, like, I don't know which animal that would be. It's kind of like an animal that looks cute, but it's poisonous, or an animal that looks cute, but has like, is in the Guinness Book World Record for the most, you know, like the worst bite that you can get. Like a little small worm, or like a little small thingy-majigger that looks so innocent, but then all of a sudden, like, it attacks. Does that make sense? So there's something about, like, people highly underestimate you, highly underestimate your strength and your futuristic energy, or they highly underestimate your intelligence. Again, there's something about what is so sexy about you is that your strength is hidden, or that you have like a hidden talent, or that there's also this energy of like being humble. Like, you would be my type of person that even if you have $1 million on your bank account, you would still, like, you know how Mark Zuckerberg is still walking around with normal jeans and a normal t-shirt? This is what I'm being brought to. It would be my type of there's something very humble about you. Like, what is so sexy about you is that you're so humble, yet you are you're being highly underestimated, okay? Because the card here says a beautiful worm, and it's interesting because you would not think like, okay, it's a beautiful worm. Like, there could also be an energy where people feel like, okay, you're beautiful, but that's it. Or, okay, you look good, but that's it. Like, there's not much behind it. Or there could even be people thinking that you just depend on your looks, or that you just depend on your beautiful body. For some of you guys, it could also be that you have like a very athletic body, that you have a very beautiful body, a nice butt, and nice abs, or something like that. There's this energy of like, people think, oh, you know, you just depend, or like, why you are so successful is because of your looks, because of your body, or something like that, or that you just depend on your looks or on your body to be successful in life. But what you depend on is completely different. I'm also being brought to like people back in the days where we still had emperors and empresses, and kingdoms and stuff like that. I remember that I've read in a history book that some emperor and empresses, I don't know how you say it in plural, like some emperors back in the days and some kingdoms, when they were fighting a war against another country, that their strategy in order to win the war was based upon astrology and was based upon fortune tellers. Okay, so there's this energy of like the strategy. There's something about your strategy is different, or the way that you move. I like the way you move. I'm hearing the way that you move is a little bit differently. Like, you don't depend on your looks, you don't depend on your body, you don't even depend on like, I'm also hearing you don't even depend on like your logic, or on, you know, like books or something like that. You don't depend on logic, or you don't depend on looks. Like your logic is a little bit different, or your intelligence is a little bit different. It's more like, again, outlandish, futuristic, an energy of, I highly feel like you guys get some type of help from the universe, or you're somehow connected to a departed loved one, because with this energy, you're definitely my spiritual pile, where your spirituality is freaking sexy, okay? There's something about what makes you so incredibly sexy is that you believe in God, that you believe in the universe. But there's also this energy of like, you are always right. Like, I'm being brought to like a cheeky grin, like I told you so, or why didn't you listen to me? Or like this energy that you know things before they happen, that you feel things before they happen, that when you bet on something, or when you say something is, there's something about you know what is going on, but like in the future. Okay, because with the Four of Pentacles, for me, this feels like somebody who's investing into something and it's unclear whether or not it's going to be lucrative. You, pile number 3, would be the person that bets on the right thing, that is winning because you listen to something other than a book, or other than analytics, or other than, because the King of Cups follows what they feel, like almost as if you have like an inner compass, or almost as if you let your heart lead you. And people would be like, are you freaking stupid? You cannot listen to your heart, like you have to listen to your brain. But why do things work out? Or why do you know things before they happen? Or how is it that you attract good luck to you? Or how is it, again, I'm also hearing that a lot of people, what they find so freaking sexy about you is that they underestimated you. They thought you were pretty, you look good, you have a nice body and stuff like that, you look sexy, okay? And then boom, there's such a strong energy, such a strong strength behind you, okay? Again, you would be you would be the person that looks like a nerd but has invented an app that makes millions of dollars. But you look like a little worm. You look like, oh, you look like you're not dangerous. You look like you're not competition, or you look like people like, there's this energy of like people feel like you're not a competition until they see you are a competition. And it's not about competition, but there's this energy of like you overwhelm people with what you say because what you say is true, or you overwhelm people with your tips and your clues and your strategy because your strategy works, your tips work, your clues work. Does that make sense? Your predictions are spot on. You are very accurate with what you say. Okay, there's something about that you already know when something is good, when something is bad, when something is lucrative, when something is going to work out, when something is not good for this person, when something is good for this person. Your dreams are accurate, what you see in the dream is accurate, something along those lines here, okay? Another thing that people find very sexy about you is definitely your voice. I feel like you have like a very soft voice or something. You know what's interesting? Let me tell you something. Pile number 3. Okay, let me tell you something. So what I'm picking up here is like people, what they find so sexy about you is that you are a lover. And when I say you are a lover, people can see that you are a very, very lovely person, that you have a lot of love for people, that you have a lot of love for animals, that you're just like a person that is very kind and sweet, and you believe in love, you believe in helping and stuff like that. And then sometimes people look at you as if you are like naive, or as if love is not gonna bring you to your, love is not gonna help you when you want to make business, or love is not gonna help you to make $1 million. Love is not gonna help you to, like succeed and stuff like that. There's something about where people are like, if you want to succeed in this harsh world, you cannot be so kind, you cannot be so generous, you cannot be so loving. Like, wake up, wake up from your little bubble that the world is all beautiful and dandy and stuff like that, because it is not. But you being so lovely, or you being such a love, what I'm picking up? I'm picking up so much, but I'm picking up this energy of like people remember how kind you were to them. There's this energy of like people remember how kind you were to them, and then they come back to you and somehow repay you, okay? And you don't do it because of that, but there's this energy of like your strategy is love. Your strategy is love, but it brings a lot of success to you. Or your strategy is love, or your strategy is your spirituality, or your strategy is your faith in God, your belief in God, which brings a lot of success to you, or helps you to bet on the right thing, or do the right thing, or be at the right place at the right time, okay? People find you so freaking sexy because there's a lot of love in your eyes. I'm being brought to somebody who has so much love in their eyes, and it's like very sexy because there's a lot of grumpy people out there. There's a lot of people that are very like harsh, but it's like you're sexy because you have a softness to you, or you have like a soft heart. I'm also hearing like a hard shell but a soft core, or a soft shell but a hardcore, okay? So for some of you guys, you look super duper soft to people. You look like a very soft person who's not capable of like, you look like somebody like, I'm being brought to like a skinny woman, and people are like, oh, can I help you to carry that? And it's like, no, I'm fine. And then you carry this huge thing, and being such a little woman, or even like a small guy, it doesn't matter that you have so much strength in your arms to carry something, okay? So again, the outer shell is soft, but the core within you is freaking strong, meaning that you accomplish a lot even though you look very, very soft, or you are very, very intelligent even though you look very naive, or you look very like you trust people too much, or you look like you bet on like you trust. I'm also hearing in love we trust. You look like you're just a very kind person, but your kindness is your strength, or your softness is your strength. Or on the flip side, you could look very, very hard from the outside, but you have like the softest heart, okay? Like you look very hard on the outside, you have like a resting bitch face, you look like you're ready to punch somebody in the face, but then you are like the softest person. You are like, you cry in front of people, or you are very open with your emotions. It's like, it really turns people on, okay? That there's like a flip side to you. May that be a soft outer shell, and then the core is really freaking strong. It's kind of like a superfruit, who looks really, really small. It's like, okay, this is going to bring me energy, you know, like instead of a steak, there's this little superfruit that brings more strength or has more vitamins than a steak. People would bet on the steak and not the superfruit. Does that make sense? You would also be my type of person, like in the marathon or in the athletic world, that people maybe bet on eating steak and protein shakes, but you bet on like a superfruit, or like, again, your strategy is different, but it works. Actually, it works really, really well. Men and women also find your voice extremely sexy, okay? They're very, very turned on by their voice. They also feel like you have this cheeky side to you. Again, like you have like a cheeky grin. You might be somebody who sticks out your tongue, you know, maybe on a picture, or being brought to somebody who gives somebody like a wink, you know, like very cheeky, or like a cheeky grin, or like a cheeky "I told you so," or "why didn't you listen to me?" You know, like this energy is something that I'm picking up here. That, yeah, and it also says hippie love. So again, like people underestimate lovers. Like you are literally a lover. You love people, you love to help people, like you do things because of love. But you doing things because of love brings a lot of success to you, or brings some type of advantage to you compared to other people who do things because of money, or who do things because of beauty, or do things because of something. There's something about you have an advantage compared to other people, which people find extremely sexy, okay? I'm also being brought to somebody who's very woo-woo. You talk like you speak in tongues, you speak like you speak very cryptic. When you sometimes say certain things, people have to think twice or three times about what you mean when you say what you say. Okay, and they are really turned on by this, you know, woo-woo spirituality that you maybe sometimes have, or that you sometimes say things like, I'm gonna predict this and that and this and that, or I'm also being brought to somebody who's like, okay, let's bet who's right, okay? And again, you're usually right, and people find that freaking sexy about you. And I also feel like some men or some women even find like you being a little bit cocky when you are right. They actually find it very, like, you know, they find it sexy, okay? They find it sexy that you're sometimes a little bit cocky with being right, or like the "I told you so" moment and stuff like that, okay? We also have here the card, when they turn off the lights, I will be there in the dark, you see? So what people find so freaking sexy about you is, or this particular person that you're thinking about, what they find so sexy about you is that you see in the dark, okay? That you see in the dark. I don't know what this means to you. You could be extremely good at making money, you know, this job is better than that job, or you know that this business is gonna go better than that business, or you are like a visionary where you have like a huge plan, and your plan is based upon not what is trendy now, but what will be trendy in 3 years, so that you have like a long-term success. Does that make sense? There's something going on with like thinking long-term, thinking futuristic, like your success or something that you do is based upon what is going to be like lucrative in the future, okay? And not what is written in the books or something along those lines. You're definitely my visionary type, my futuristic type, my type that is like very imaginative. Like I'm also hearing you imagine things into existence. you would be my pile that is most likely to create like a business that is gonna be like very, very big in the future, or you're gonna create an app that is gonna be very, very popular in the future. You're definitely my Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos type of people, okay, that again, they see in the dark. It's kind of like what you say is gonna make sense in 3 months, 2 weeks, 3 years, okay, or that what you imagine that you, I'm also hearing what people find very sexy about you is that you do the impossible, or that you show that what people deem impossible is possible. Okay, I'm hearing it's not possible to know about the future. It's not possible to achieve this. It's not possible to talk to departed loved ones. You might also be my type of person who even talks to other people about like, hey, I watched tarot readings, and people are like side-eyeing you, but come to find out that every time you say something, it's spot on. And when you tell this person what is going to happen next week for them, it's spot on. When you tell this person like, oh, you know, I heard in astrology told me that I should bet on this, or astrology told me I should do this, and then when I went there because of the astrology prediction, I met this person, and they're like, huh, that's interesting. So you follow like God or God's plan or the universe and stuff like that, and it brings you to the right place at the right time, okay? But it's not something that people would bet. It's like it takes a lot of courage to trust your heart, or to trust, like there's something again, like it's like it takes a lot of courage. People feel like you're very fearless to just trust something that might be irrational, illogical, that you walk this path even though it's not familiar. Does that make sense? And what they find sexy about you is that you were right, that what you said was right, what you predicted was right, what you do is right, what you do, what works for you, brings a lot of success to you, okay? Something about that you are a very lucky person, but you are lucky because you are smart. So your lucky comes from being smart, okay? Or your lucky comes from trusting the universe. Your lucky comes from trusting your spirituality. Or I'm also being brought to like, if I look at this card here, I don't know. Oh, it says 3 of water. Okay. I'm also hearing what people find extremely sexy about you is that you believe in yourself. People find that so fucking sexy, that you believe in yourself, okay? That you believe in your visions, that you believe in your ideas, that you, I'm hearing that you come correct, that you walk into a room and you show people who you are. This is who I am. You might not, agree with me, but at some point you're gonna agree with me, because at some point there's gonna be evidence that what I say was correct, or what I said, what came from my heart, and I just wanted to help. But if you don't want my help, then you don't want my help. Does it make sense? There's this energy of like that people find it so sexy that you believe in yourself, okay? People find it sexy the way that you walk your talk, that you believe in what you say, that you believe in a higher power, okay? I really feel like people are very drawn to your self-confidence, but again, your self-confidence is not how good you look or how sexy you are. Your confidence is kind of like, I know I am strong. I know I'm gonna be able to handle this. Like this, there's this like, I believe in my strength, or I believe in God, or I believe in the universe, or I believe in dream meanings, or there's something going on with like, I believe in my own strength. Okay, I believe in my own strength. I don't believe like, I'm not betting on my looks, and I'm not betting on my body. I'm believing on my strength. I am a warrior. You definitely have a warrior type of energy, but it's funny because again, you either look like a little soft woman or like a very soft man, and then there's a freaking warrior inside of you, or you look like a freaking warrior, but you're so soft. Like you're so soft, you give soft kisses, like you look like, oh, like intimidating, but then you give soft kisses, and then you stroke this person to sleep and stuff like that, and then you tell them like bedtime stories, or you tell little children bedtime stories, but from the outside you look like, oh, don't come too near me. Or the other way around, you look like la-di-da-di-da. You live in your own little bubble like Luna, you talk gibberish, you talk about something. I'm being brought to like a baby boss. Do you know that? I never watched that movie, but like that little baby was the boss. That's what it feels like. You look like la di da di da da. I live in my own little world, and then people are like, oh, like in a movie where people would think, oh, you know, we don't have to worry about pie number 3 because pie number 3 is a little woo-woo. They're just living in their own little bubble, but then you are the biggest competition, or then you are the biggest problem for the other person in the movie. Does that make sense? This is what people find extremely sexy about you, okay? If there's something about, it's like a big revelation. You are like a surprising egg. You are definitely a surprising egg where people feel like you just look good, or you just look sexy, or your body is just really nice, or that you're just how do you say that you're just dreamy or imaginative, or that you exaggerate, or that you interpret too much into things. But come to find out that you were fucking right. You were right. That's it. Okay. There's definitely an emphasis on like a hidden talent, or like a some type of like hidden luck. I'm hearing like a golden child, lucky child. I'm hearing blessed by God. I'm hearing futuristic, visionary. Okay. Now another thing that I'm also seeing here is one more thing, guys, before I leave you. Pie number 3, I'm also being brought to like Spirit is showing me an image where somebody's putting like cream on their body, like cocoa butter. You put cocoa butter on your body, or you put like mango butter on your body, and then you take care of your hair, and you take care of every hair strand. And then there's something going on with like what people also find extremely sexy about you, which is like a side note, okay? But what people find, or maybe that's the first thing that they see, but then they see the va-va-va-voom behind you. Okay, how strong you actually are, or how strong your force, your energy is, okay, or how valuable your words were, or that your words, how do you say that? That your words were golden, or that your words are freaking powerful. Okay, something along those lines here. That I'm also hearing you're the type of person, when you say something, it happens. Like you say, for example, you would say, I'm gonna open up my own restaurant, and people are like, yeah, sure. And then 3 months later, you're already doing the damn thing. You're opening up your restaurant, and people are like, my freaking God, she was not just talking. Pie number 3 is walking the talk. That's fucking sexy. Look at her, look at him, being fearless and shit. Okay, now I'm also picking up this energy here of like, people really find you sexy because you take care of yourself. I'm being brought to robes, like even if you are a guy, like a robe made out of silk, or you have like really good creams, or you always smell good, your beard is trimmed. When you put on earrings, you know, it accentuates your skin tone. There's something about you also have like a very sexual energy because you take care of yourself, okay? There's something about, I'm seeing like a lover or a partner here. I don't know who this is, whoever you're thinking about. I'm seeing them looking at you as you take care of yourself, like you're putting a lip scrub on so your lips are freaking soft. The next time you kiss each other, you trim the beard, you put some beard oil, that your beard is smelling good. You put a little perfume behind your ears, that when somebody's like, you know, like giving you a hug, they immediately smell you. Or you put like something, you put like perfume in your hair, or you put something in your hair that when your lover's laying down next to you, they can smell you. Your skin is freaking soft because you have like a skincare routine, so every time they touch you, your skin is freaking soft, or something along those lines. Or like I'm being brought to like bodybuilders on stage where they put oil on the body to accentuate like every muscle and stuff like that. There's something about like body oil smelling good. Everything is put in place. Your nails are done, your feet are done, in case you are like a woman, okay? Or something about like, even if you don't do your nails and your feet, like manicure and pedicure, it's like your nails are like how do you say that, clean, or your hands smell really good. Like even your hands smell really good, or your feet smell freaking good. I'm also being brought to like something that I saw on TikTok where they say like, put a little perfume on your thighs, so then when a person goes down on you, that you smell good. Even if you are a guy, your 𝑑ICK smells good, like you have like really nice underwear, or your underwear smells really good. You use some, do you say detergent that smells freaking good or something along those lines? Like your socks are made out of silk. Like, I don't know, you guys know what I'm talking about. So when a person comes close to you, it's kind of like, ooh, you smell like luxury, you look like luxury, you look like your body is like, you know, full of like, your body is glowing, your lips are freaking soft, your hair is glowing. There's something going on here with like, oh my freaking god, from head to toe, from head to freaking toe. You smell good, you look good, okay? People could also be drawn to you or find you very sexy because you go to the gym. They find people that go to the gym really sexy. You might do hot yoga, you're sweating, okay? And when you tell a person like, I'm doing yoga, they are thinking about how you're stretching and how you look when you do yoga, when you do hot yoga, like, oh, you're sweating and then the sweat is dripping off of your beautiful body. Literally what I'm picking up here, okay? Or something about like, in case for example you love to be on a treadmill, they really find it so freaking sexy that you have so much endurance to run on a treadmill and stuff like that. There's something going on when it comes to that you take really good care of your body, or that you take really good care of something. Like you smell freaking good, like even in places where people usually don't smell good. Man, I don't know why this came up, but somebody's waxing their butt, and whoever you're thinking about, they like it, or they feel like maybe you put also some oil down there, like not inside, but you might be doing something that makes you smell really good down there. Or I'm also being brought to like trimmed like toenails, and like, you know what I mean. It's like you take really good care of yourself. You smell like luxury, you look like luxury, your body is freaking beautiful. Even if you tell me like I don't have a perfect body, there's still this energy of like, even if you don't perceive your body as perfect, there's still like, you still smell like freaking strawberries, you smell like Versace, Gucci, whatever, whoever, or like a natural lavender oil, you smell like a lavender field. Do you say lavender field? You know what I mean. Or like you smell like rose and stuff like that, okay? There's something going on with like, you just take really good care of yourself, and it's fucking sexy. Like you put your favorite necklace on, and that necklace looks so freaking good on you, and then you put a little shimmer here, and you know, as a guy, again, like maybe you're always like shaved everywhere, and your dick smells good and you taste good because you take care of that area, something along those lines, okay? So on top of all of that, that you are like overwhelmingly underestimated, you smell so freaking good. Think about, people can tell that you take care of your health, that you take care of your body, that you take care of your hair, that you take care of everything, because you smell and look good everywhere. Like everything from head to toe is just top notch. Now another thing that I'm also picking up here, pile number 3, I'm seeing somebody here. I don't know who you're thinking about, and if you're thinking about your future spouse, this is definitely your pile because I'm picking up the energy here. I'm picking up how you are, maybe for example, talking to the child of your spouse, in case they have a child, for example, or you talk to the mother of the person that you're thinking about, or there's something about everything you do with love. Like you're so freaking, like you're so freaking polite, you have really good manners, you are very polite to people, or there's something about like you have like a very protective energy, that you even care about your partner's mom, or you care about your partner's child, or you care about your partner's cousin, and you think about your partner's cousin when you go to on holidays, and they're like, wow, this is so fucking sexy that you even think about my family and not just me, or that you're just a lover, like you spread love everywhere you go, and it's freaking sexy to the person that you're thinking about, because they feel like you have such a graceful energy. And again, it's kind of like this energy, don't mistake my kindness for weakness, okay? Because there's actually, so people feel like you're really like a lover, or people could also find very sexy that you love life, that people can actually tell that you really enjoy yourself, that you love life, that you love yourself, that I'm also being brought to like, again, somebody who's like very slowly, you know, like braiding their hair, and the way that you do it is with so much care and so much love, you know. It looks very neat when you do it. Okay, something about spending a lot of time on yourself, and then when you come out, it's like a va-va-va-voom, va-va-va-voom. You know, pile number 3, I'm also picking up here why people find it so sexy when you are right is because they feel like they can like trust you. Or I'm also hearing, who do you call when you want to make it to the top, or who do you call when you want a really good advice, or who do you call when you want to be successful, or who do you call when you want your problems to be solved? It would be you. Okay. And then out of that energy comes like a little bit of like a boss energy, kind of like you go to the boss for things to be resolved, or you go to, you know, like the boss for you to get guidance, or you go to the boss, or something about that you already achieved something that people really feel like it's like a big achievement, so they come to you to find out how you did it. But it kind of like, again, makes you sexy because it's kind of like, it's like a bossy energy that you have that people find very sexy, but you have a bossy energy with a purpose. Like, it's not, I'm also hearing it's not just, how do you call it? It's just not hot air. It's just not talking. It's like you have a bossy energy to you because what you achieve speaks for itself, or your predictions speak for itself, or something that you say speaks for itself, you know. Like when you give somebody an advice and they don't follow it, and then they feel like, okay, I should have followed pile number 3's advice. It gives you like a bossy energy of like, okay, pile number 3 is usually right, so let me go to pile number 3. It's like a bossy energy that people find very sexy about you, although you're not really like, it's not like you're walking into the room like a boss, but you still, it's like in the background. Like in the foreground, it's kind of like this kind, polite person, okay? This very kind, polite person that is like, yeah, you know, I might have achieved this, I might have achieved that, or yeah, you know, things work out for me, but it's like, it's not on the forefront. So you're in a boss behind the scenes, or like you're a boss behind the scenes, behind the curtains, but in the front, you're just like a very polite, kind, sweet, and loving person. Does that make sense? So then when people get to know you and they feel this bossy energy, it really fucking turns them on, okay? I'm hearing, hey, daddy. Okay, I'm being brought to like, this energy, like in case you are like a woman, you know, and you are into men, they would be like, okay, I want to be bossed around by you, or, you know, I like that bossy energy. They might even attract somebody who also has a bossy energy. It's like two people who are a little bit bossy. So you boss each other around, but it's kind of like play or fun or something like that, or like a, how do you say that, like a power couple where two people have like their own type of way to have a bossy nature. But again, it's like not bossy for no reason. It's bossy because you are like, you know what you're talking about, or you have enough experience in a certain field. Like, for example, if you know that usually your dreams come true, it means that, okay, I already know my dreams come true. The fuck, you need to listen to me because my dreams usually come true. Does that make sense? Okay, my beautiful pile number 3, that's all I have for you guys. I hope you like this reading. I'm gonna see you in my next one, and I wish you a lovely, lovely day. Bye.